Welcome to another session of how to use mind map as an effective study tool. And in this session, you'll need a paper, colored pens, your pencil, and of course an eraser, because we're going to do a lot of sketches through the mind map. And these are just to help you help your mind trigger association that can help you remember very important content while you're studying. Our subject for today will be science, and the specific topic is adaptation of animals. Now, in the middle, remember all mind map starts from a central point. So in the middle, I'm going to write adaptation of animals. And what comes to your mind when you think about animals? For me, I think a lion. So I'm going to draw a nice sketch of a lion. Since I'll be discussing how animals are adapted to movement and feeding, then my mind map will have only two main routes coming from the center. So one route goes to the left and another route goes to the right. So on one route, I'm going to indicate feeding, and feeding I'll further divide it into two branches or sub-routes. One will be birds and the other one will be mammals. So let me concentrate on the mammals for now. And what comes to mind when you think about mammals? For me, I'm going to draw a picture of a man. And you can use any image that you like. You can use a dog, which is a mammal. You can use an elephant, and so on. So mammals are divided into three eating habits. We have omnivores, we have carnivores, we have herbivores. Now remember, at this level, we're going to look at how their mouths, to be specific, are adapted to their feeding. So under omnivores, we have four different ways in which their mouth and teeth are structured into their eating habit. So omnivores' teeth are adapted in the following ways: chewing, grinding, tearing, and biting. We move to the next branch where we have the carnivores. What comes to your mind when you think about carnivores? For me, I think of a dog. So my association is very simple. I'm going to draw a dog right there. And now these are divided into five different categories, not categories, or rather small branches. So one, they do have very powerful jaws that help with crushing bones. So their teeth and jaws are structured to crushing bones, breaking bones, catching, holding, and of course killing their prey. Think about a leopard or a cheetah. Then tearing of flesh. Lastly, those sharp pointed teeth that are called the carnassial teeth. So I'm going to draw, and if you look at a cat, you'll see these sharp teeth, or even a dog. Nice. So I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to draw another branch where we have the herbivores. And here I think of a goat, so very easy. These are plant eaters, so their mouth again is adapted in the following ways, and their teeth, just in regards to their feeding habits. So they have teeth that can help them collect, hold, grind, and of course they do have that toothless gap for proper chewing. As we're done with the mammals, let us look at how birds are adapted to their feeding habits. And what comes to your mind when you think about birds? For me, a chicken. So I'm going to draw a chicken. I love chicken. I like eating chicken. Now, birds are divided into four main eating habits. So we have flesh, we have nectar, we have filters, we have grain. Now, under flesh, and here, what comes to your mind? An eagle, for example. So I'm going to draw a picture of an eagle. That helps me remember. And remember, these birds, they have very strong beak. That's number one. They have very sharp beak. The beaks are curved, and they do have sharp claws. So I can draw a picture of claw and a picture of a beak. So this becomes very easy for you to remember. There you go. You have a nice beak over there. Can help you from an eagle or an owl. Then we go to nectar. Nectar have the beaks have two characteristics. They're long, very long, and they're slender. And here you can draw a sunbird. That can help you remember how they look, or any other bird that feeds on nectar. Then filters, here I'm going to draw a duck, Remember, pictures throughout your mind map. These are the things that are going to help you remember all the details that you study. So a duck, and they have three types of adaptation. So one, they have teeth-like structure, and I'm going to draw just a picture to show you the teeth-like structure on, for example, even a duck has this teeth-like structure on their beak. And then they are V-shaped, the beaks are V-shaped, and they have serrated edges just to help them filter. And then we go to grains. Now grain here, a good example would be a chicken, though we've used it again. We can draw a chicken again. And they have short, thick, strong, and straight beak. Those are the 4 adaptations. So very easy. Let's go to movement. And movement again is very easy. We're going to divide movement into 3 different categories. So we have 1, there are animals that are adapted to flying. And I'm going to draw a bird there. It's very easy so that you can remember. Then there are animals adapted to swimming, for example, a fish. So very quickly, a fish. And there are animals adapted to hopping and leaping. And here I'm going to draw a frog very quickly and a grasshopper. Let's go to flying. So types of animals that are adapted to flying. We have birds, we have insects, we have mammals like bat. So how are these animals adapted exactly? So one, they have wings that help them to fly. Their bodies are streamlined. Of course, they do have the hollow bones, which make them very light, so they use less energy while flying. And finally, they do have flight muscles that help flap those wings while they propel themselves forward. And then I'm going to come to leaping and hopping. And these are very simple. They're just 2 adaptations. One, they have very strong hind legs that help them with the jumping. And of course, they have long hind legs. So those legs, again, are very long. Let's go to swimming, where we have fish. So one, they do have streamlined body, just like birds. Then they have webbed feet. For example, a duck. So I'm going to draw a feet of a duck. So that's how they look like. And then finally, they have fins. Remember, this mind map is very expansive. You can continue expanding. So you don't have to finish over there. On streamlined body, you can still extend, or on webbed feet, you can still extend. So for me, I would like to extend something a little bit on the fins. So now I'll have 4 little baby branches, and on one I'm going to write the function of the fin, which is steering and propelling. Then we have helping the fish move side to side, backwards and forward, helping with stability in terms of balance, because there's a lot of current in the water, and these are strong like waves. Think of an ocean. So on the other branch, we're going to write change of direction. Again, of course, the bird uses these fins to help change the direction. So as you can see, I've extended on the fin, so it doesn't have to stop there. So under webbed feet, also you can extend and say these feet have scales, which is true. So you can go on and on. This mind map is a very expansive tool to study. Now, with my eyes closed, I can even remember some of the pictures. I can remember the webbed feet. I can remember the dog that I drew. I can remember the chicken. I can remember the sharp beak of an eagle. I can remember the frog. So this is very easy and becomes very interactive. It's not the boring, conventional way of studying. Thank you very much for staying with me. Be well, and I hope to see you next time. Remember, you can take this tool and use another topic to study. You can take your social studies, your CRE, your Kiswahili, and you can effect